this guy, his name is Steven. One day, he gets a crazy email. The email is from a lawyer. Lawyer let Steven know that one of his relatives had just passed away and left Steven a bunch of money. And not just a little money, $30 million. I mean, they're gonna be rich. He's already planning all this out in his head. He's gonna buy a few acres of land. He's gonna give some of the money to his sons. But that wasn't the only thing he planned. He also planned to leave his girlfriend, Enas. He just wasn't feeling her anymore. But before he can do any of that, lawyer's flying into town. And Steven's got to go meet him at the airport and sign some documents, and that'll complete the transaction. So he goes to the airport, and he takes Enas and a few friends. Now the whole group is at the airport waiting for lawyer to show up. And suddenly, Steven starts feeling terrible. He gets stomach pains, he keeps falling over when he tries to walk. But they promised to meet lawyer, plus there's $30 million at stake, so they decided to wait. And they wait, and they wait, and Steven keeps getting sicker and sicker. And after a long while, they feel like lawyer isn't gonna show up. Like, maybe his flight got delayed. But by that time, Steven was vomiting, he couldn't walk on his own, and he barely seemed conscious. So then Enas takes him home. And a day goes by, and Steven still isn't doing well. And at this point, he's unresponsive. And they take him to the hospital where he, unfortunately, passes away the next day. Now, Steven's friends, they're not dumb. They know something's up, and they are immediately suspicious of Enas. So they go to the police, and they're like, we think Enas had something to do with this. And they tell police all the information they know. One of those things was that Enas used to make offhand comments about poisoning Steven with antifreeze. Maybe she was joking or whatever, but she used to say that. Now, police give this information to the coroner, who then tests Steven's blood, and guess what they found?
The results revealed ethylene glycol in his system, the key ingredient for antifreeze.
So then police get a warrant, they search the couple's home, and they find a lot of antifreeze in places it shouldn't have been. In a beer bottle, in a coffee mug, in a Windex bottle. Super weird. Now when police interview Enas, she doesn't say she's done something wrong, but she does say this. She and Steven weren't officially married, but they had been living together for a long time, making her his common law wife. And because she is his common law wife, and he has now passed away, she says she's entitled to at least part of that $30 million. Now, to figure all this out, let's look at it from Enas' perspective. So this is Enas. Enas' common law husband of 10 years just got an email that he's inheriting $30 million. I mean, they're gonna be rich. But then, one day, someone close to Enas tips her off. And she learns that Steven plans on leaving her once he gets that $30 million. And if Steven happens to accidentally pass away, then that money will go to her as his common law wife. So that day, the day he's supposed to go to the airport, she allegedly pours a little antifreeze in his sweet tea. And it takes a while to work, but eventually he gets sick at the airport, and within about 2 days, he passes away. You know this part. And now, as his common law wife, the money's hers. Here's the thing though, they live in North Dakota. North Dakota doesn't recognize common law marriage. And when police tell Enas this, she's pissed. But you wanna know what else police figured out? That initial email that Steven got was just a scam. There was no distant relative, there was no $30 million, there was no lawyer going to meet them at the airport. It was all just a Nigerian prince type email scam that Steven and Enas fell for. Now eventually Enas admitted to police that she put antifreeze in his sweet tea, and here is her mugshot. And she's currently in jail awaiting trial. Also, shout out to North Dakota.